Whew. What's up, good people? It's time for another session of that verbal cardio, man. We back, man. I got my co-host, Water, man. Water is everything to me. It's literally everything. Everything to me. Everything is here. Everything starts from here, man. Shout out to Water, man. Very special to me. Water should be very special to you. If you don't respect water, if you don't realize the value of water, what are you valuing out here? What are you putting above water in your life right here, right now? Tell me right here, right now, what are you valuing more than water? Make it make sense, people. Water should be your top priority every single day. Huh? It's everywhere you go. You can always get it. Grab it, get a water real quick. Grab it. You know what I'm saying? You put sleep above water, guess what? Guess what? Without water, you're going to be having the permanent sleep. You're going to be having the permanent sleep without water. Somebody says sleep. No. Without water, you'll never sleep again. You're going to hang in there for a little bit, but guess what? You're going to have the long sleep without this water. What are you putting above water in your life? Make it make sense. Somebody said Pepsi. Are you kidding me? Pepsi? That's an accelerant to the big sleep. You know what I mean? Water and coffee? No, coffee, man. Get coffee up out of here, man. Enough with the coffee. Coffee is a drug, y'all. Coffee is a drug. And it's killing you. Y'all just don't know it yet. You're dependent on it. Your son said apple juice. Apple juice? Guess what, kid? Son? Without water, there are no apples. Take that in, son. Tea, guess what? You can't have tea without water. Come on, man. Come on. There is no cranberries without water. There's no Pepsi doesn't even get invented without water. Come on, y'all. Value what needs to be valued here. The water. I have headaches if I don't drink coffee. That's because you're addicted. G. Lowry.
That's true.
Your body is now fully dependent on coffee, so much so you get headaches when you don't have it. That is dependency 101. So now what you have to do, you have to withdraw from the coffee. It's like a heroin addict. Remember when Pookie was getting his life together in New Jack City and he was having the withdrawals? You have to go through that process to get off coffee. You got to be doing jumper jacks. You're going to be waking up in the cold sweat. You're going to need iced tea right there to help you get your life back on track. And then once you recover from the coffee, then you're going to be like, man, throw me back in the game, man. Throw me back in the game. And then they're going to throw you back in the game. Then you're going to have a relapse. You're going to get back on the coffee. And then the drug dealer's going to know you back on the coffee, and then they're going to kill you while Ice T watches from a distance. And then you're going to get there too late, and you're going to die. You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Water. Prioritize water in your life, man. Without this, nothing is possible. Nothing even happens. Value this. If you get headaches because you don't drink coffee, that's a real problem. That's a serious problem, y'all. And you got to realize that. You can't just buckle and be like, well, I'm going to just keep drinking the coffee to avoid the headaches. No. No. You can go ahead and drink your coffee as long as you're drinking more water than coffee by far. You know what I'm saying? Get your little coffee in. Get your little nasty-ass coffee. And I get it. People love coffee. I hate it. I used to drink coffee just because I'd be like, it's going to give me the energy I need. It's going to keep me up. But it's terrible. I know it's an unpopular opinion. I know what it is. It's an unpopular opinion. Coffee is ass cheeks.
No, it's terrible.
At the end of the day, that little taste is always there. That little coffee taste, no matter how much caramel and whipped cream and macchiato and buttercream and butter soft and rose petals and Cadbury fur, whatever you put in that coffee to jazz it up, at the underneath, at its core, is that nasty coffee taste. Coffee sucks in my book. But I get it. Y'all are hooked. Every time I'm in the airport, I travel for a living. Every time I'm in the airport, the line for the coffee shops be big packed. Long, everybody in there desperate. I need the coffee to survive this flight. Meanwhile, I'll just give me a pint of water, and I'm good. There's no line for the water. I just grab me a room temp Life water. Boom, done. That Life water be right, too. And shout out to Life Water for having different bottle designs. They always got different designs on the bottle, man. And they're not paying me to do this, but Sabrina has something. They always got different designs. There's always different artworks with Life Water. You never know what you're gonna get.
Do you know why that is?
No.
They're exposing different artists. Like,
ooh,
they want to be able to expose small artists on a bigger scale. So they find small artists and put them on the bottle.
Even better, man. Dasani ain't doing that.
Nah.
Arrowhead ain't doing that. No disrespect to the Crystal Geyser. They're not doing that. It's the same package every goddamn time.
So this is music and art by Young Baby Tate. And then they even have a QR code so you can see more of their art.
Even better, man. They got slide this over here, man. They got the QR code. So you can get in on the artist, man. Life Water, man. They going the extra mile. And it's good water.
It's great water. I like it.
It's good water. So, water, man. Y'all ain't got Deer Park is good water. Deer Park, I've been coming across a lot more lately. I like Deer Park. Please, I implore you, people, drink more water, man. Got my co-host, producer extraordinaire, Sabrina Sith in the building. Sabrina Castro.
It's all right.
Castro.
Sith can be my middle name.
Sabrina Sith Castro.
Yeah, I don't have a middle name.
You might as well legally throw it in there.
I can't legally.
Why not?
Disney will be like, get
no,
the
they would.
fuck.
It's your personal name.
You could add it.
You think I could add Sith?
For your personal name, yes. For like
Sabrina
business, I wouldn't do it.
Sith Castro.
You can put Sith as your middle. You can put anything as your middle name.
I kind of like I don't have a middle name.
Well, then,
I'm glad my mom and my dad couldn't think of anything. But
I
do you
feel
know
like
why
you go
that
back
is?
and forth on this.
Do you know what? No, I've always liked that. I don't
You
have a
like
middle name. I
no
love.
middle?
I've never wanted a middle name in my life. People, not hated, but like people's reaction to me not having a middle name. I was just like, it's not that serious.
Right.
But people would be like, you don't have a middle name. I'm like, do you know why that is? That I don't have a middle name?
Tell the people.
So the entire 9 months that my mom was pregnant, they told her that I was a boy until I came out, and I was very clearly a woman. Imagine I came out as a woman. Imagine I came out a full woman. So they weren't ready for me. They had no clue, and they didn't have a name or nothing. At first, they were going to name me Samantha, so my nickname would be Sammy, like my dad. But my brother had a crush on a girl named Sabrina, so he was like, what about Sabrina? He was like 10. And they were like, ooh, Sabrina.
So your brother named you?
My brother named me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
And so they were just like, all right, Sabrina. And then they didn't think of a middle name. I'm glad, though. I like it.
You middle this out there. There ain't nothing wrong with that. If you ain't got no middle name, you still a valued member of society.
Both of my brothers have middle names, and I like it.
She's standing out.
Yeah.
She like May, the only month you don't have to abbreviate.
Yeah.
You know the origin of your name, Cam?
Yeah, I'm named after Kirk Cameron from Growing Pains.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Kirk Cameron was the guy.
Yeah, that was the guy.
And then my middle name is Walker, and I'm named after my grandfather's laboratory at RPI was Walker Labs. So.
Oh, hell yeah. Walker Labs? That's legit. Cameron Walker. What's your last name?
Hill,
of course. Cameron Walker Hill. CWH.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, that sounds like an airline. CWH. My middle name is Charles, named after my grandfather. Charles Bolden. And then Anthony's the first name. I'm not sure why they went with Anthony. I got to ask my mom. I'm sure she'll say it in the comment section probably. But Anthony Charles Baker. I like my name. I always did. I was happy when I was able to write it. I was like, yeah.
You have a good name.
Anthony Charles Baker.
It's a great name.
And I went by Anthony in school. I went by Tony at home my whole upbringing. But at school, I went by Anthony.
Okay.
And then I think when I got to college, I started just going by Tony. And no disrespect to Anthony at all. Like, I like Anthony. But
Anthony's a good name.
yeah, like if you called me Anthony, I wouldn't even flinch.
You know what's funny? My mom calls you Anthony.
Does she?
It was so funny because what was it, yesterday? I called to let him know that I was back.
Yeah.
From the Bay, and she was like, "Oh, what are you up to?" I forgot what I told her. I was like, "Yeah," and then I was telling her how sad I am that Sincere's not home.
Yeah.
I was like, "It's so quiet in the house, like." I'm kind of bummed that he's gone, but whatever, he'll be back. And she was like, "Oh, well, where's Anthony?" And I got confused because my nephew's named Anthony.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? And she's like, "Oh, where's Tony?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, he's at the gym. He'll be back." But he's not as loud and verbal as Sincere was.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, when you play Call of Duty,
I'm all over that.
when you play Call of Duty, but like Sincere, from the moment he woke up, the music,
you hear him in there, yeah.
the music that he would play to take a shower would be like on 100, and then he'll go and play his games, and then you hear him talking to his friends, and I'm like,
yeah,
life in this house.
But make sure your mom can call me Anthony in the comfortable space.
Oh yeah, but I was just confused because I just saw my nephew Anthony, so I was like, "What do you mean? Where's Anthony?"
Yeah,
because before when she's called you Anthony, I knew who she meant. But I would just left my nephew Anthony.
Nephew was fresh on your mind.
Yeah, and then we never call my nephew Anthony Tony.
AJ.
AJ's my youngest nephew.
What's the AJ for in AJ?
Just AJ.
That's the
AJ.
name?
Yeah, AJ's AJ.
Oh, this is the full name. That's the birth name, AJ.
No, well, AJ named himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
So there's no and you spell it A and the J.
AJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
I with the boys, Serene's middle name is Anthony. I threw the Anthony in there because my mom was like, because initially Serene's name was gonna be Serene Raekwon Baker, and my mom was like, "You ain't gonna throw your name in there, anything like that?" I was like, "No, I want him to have his own little identity and whatnot." And so I was like, "Well, I guess I could throw a piece of me in there," so I threw the Anthony in there. But I kind of wanted them to just have 3. I should have kept it at 3 names rather than the 4. But it was Serene Anthony Raekwon Baker. And my mom used to say the full name. Not the full name, the full 3. She'd be like, Serene Anthony Raekwon. She would say it like that. But it was just going to be Serene Raekwon Baker.
I don't know. The Anthony Raekwon, it's a powerful name.
Yeah.
4 names.
Anthony Raekwon, yeah. So it was like, all right. And so, yeah. And Sincere, I threw the Alexander in there because my brother Scott, one of his middle names is Alexander. So my brother's name is Scott Thomas Alexander Baker. So I was like, all right, let me throw Alexander in there. I've always been a fan of the name Alexander. I like Alexandra. I like anything with Alex. I just like X's. I like X, Alex, Alexandria, Xander, Alessandro, I really like. Alessandra. If we had a girl, that was going to be her name. Alessandra was going to be the name. And so, I threw the Alexander in there. My brother's initials are Stab. So he would always, write his initials on his artwork. I wish he still drew because he was an amazing artist. But he just walked away from the life. But Stab, that was his initials. So I was like, man, you got the cool initials, man. Alexander.
Right, that's cool.
Yeah, Stab. So we think we naming out here, man. I love Raekwon. No, it's spelled like Raekwon, the rapper from Wu-Tang.
I like the name.
Let me spell it in the chat here. Boom, Raekwon. That's how we spell it.
I used to like the name Chloe, Chloe, because like Crash Landed on Earth. I like that idea of like having a name mean
Yeah.
something like that crash landed on Earth. I think about indigo children and like, you know about indigo children and like just how like different they are than like your average child. So I always thought like if I ever were to get into a space, and that never happened because I was young when I thought of all this, where I would ever want a kid, never, it never came to that point in my life. But yeah, I always thought I would name my child Chloe, regardless of gender. Cause gender, man, I don't care.
Why
You know,
not?
I prefer the gender neutral names. Like my name is gender neutral.
I like it when girls are named like Devin, Dylan. I love Dylan for a girl. Or Ryan. Ryan's probably my favorite girl name. Like
What about
Ryan
Steve
Destiny.
for a girl?
Mark.
Ted.
Bob.
Bartholomew.
I'm okay with it. They'll find a way to like to probably girl it up. Bartholomew. It could be like
Bartholomew.
La. Yo, La La.
Bartholomew Bay. Nana P asked me, Tony, is there a reason you guys pick C names for your kids? Yeah, because me and Cherie both had C's in our names. So her middle name is Cherie. My middle name is Charles. So we was like, all right, let's get the C's going. That's the common denominator. And so boom, Serene and Sincere.
Great names.
Yeah, I
Great
like their
names.
names, man. I'm not just saying that because I gave it to them, but it was like,
Nah, they got great names.
I feel like, I gave them something that
Well, they're unique. I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it for
Yeah.
anyone else.
they weren't, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a couple of Sinceres out here, but there's
Probably.
no
Not-
Serenes.
But probably not spelled with a C. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Right, they
it's
would
not
spell
spelled
it,
like that.
you know.
Yeah.
And so I wanted them to have their own unique names.
I like the way Sincere's name is spelled because it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like if people mispronounce, I'm sure they have. I'm sure his name gets butchered. But that's on them. It literally looks like
Sincere, yeah.
Seer.
Right. They be
So I
trying
really
to,
like it.
they be trying. Serene told me one time, one teacher called him Karen. I don't know how she got Karen out of Serene.
I don't know where that
And
came
I'm going to spell Serene is spelled Cerain. I don't know how she got Karen out of that.
Karen?
Yeah.
Karain?
Karen.
I can see
I
that.
can see fumbles on
Yeah.
Serene. Like
But
when you
also-
see it, you be like,
The CE, I'm always like, S.
yeah. So that's my go-to.
Yeah.
Especially when there's no H attached and no R coming
Exactly.
next. It's like, S.
It's always a S.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where, their names come from.
Karen.
Certain. Yeah, certain. I can see the fumble on certain.
Yeah.
And part of the origin of Serene's name is I combine the word certain with rain. And when you're certain about something, you're sure. It's like an absolute. It's like, yeah, I know this for certain. And I took rain because y'all know how much I love water, and rain is an absolute necessity on this planet. So I felt like, necessary and certain together, and you got Serene. So, it's like I had to start randomly, like, man, somebody coming up to me and be like, we named our child after your son, and I'll be like, Folgers Crystals.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you did what? He's like, yeah, we named our baby Serene because of you, and I'll be like, whoa.
Oh,
Definitely tears.
that baby would be stuck.
Man,
With-
I'll be like,
I'm following that baby's life.
you named that baby after Serene. I'm keeping tabs on you
Yeah.
the whole time.
You good? What college you going to, huh?
Yeah, I just had that thought randomly, like the other day.
Right.
Instant fold. But
Serene-
yeah, so that's the origin of their names.
Serene could be gender neutral too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. a
Sincere
girl-
too.
Yeah, you can do
Sincere
it both,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
I like
yeah.
it. There's really no because they're so unique. They could be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked them, I was like, yo, do y'all like y'all names? And they were like, yeah. you
That's
know.
good, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes kids don't be liking their names, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
they never wanted nicknames. So like
Yeah.
they've never been like, call me.
They're easy enough to say, too, that you don't need a nickname.
Yeah, it's not like you
Yeah.
got to shorten it.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
flow.
Yeah.
I'm always fumbling their names when I'm talking to them. Sincere
that
Serene.
would be easy to
Oh, I'm
Oh, I
fumble
do
all
that
day.
all the
I call
time.
Sincere Serene a lot.
Yeah, I
I
do
w-
that too.
Yeah. I'm like, Serene, Sincere, So they've been used to the fumbles on the call outs.
I've been doing that when he was at the house, like sincere. Like I gotta like stop myself.
Because the beginning is so similar that you know. You
my
don't
dad,
care for your name, Nakia?
My dad and all his siblings changed their name to American names because their original names, like my grandmother, she's always kept her name, but her name is Enriqueta.
That's hard to say.
Yeah,
That's
you
pretty
have
dope.
to
That's
you
pretty
have
dope,
to roll your R's.
Yeah.
Try to say it. Enriqueta.
Enriqueta. Man,
So it's like
I was in
Enrique, but it's like a girl.
Enriqueta.
So
Enrique.
Enriqueta.
I gotta really work at
You
it.
got to think about
Yeah,
it.
I
You
gotta
can't
get my
just
feet
shoot
together.
now.
Yeah, and then my grandfather's name was Lucas, which is easy.
Oh, Lucas is easy work.
And then my father's name is Virgilio,
Virgilio. He
which
went to
is
Virgil.
which is just Virgil, but
Yeah,
he goes by
Virgilio.
Sammy, obviously.
Yeah. Is Sam in his name at all?
No,
So he was just like
they all
Sammy.
were just like, except for Nerolisa. Nerolisa goes by Lisa, but her full name is Nerolisa.
Neto Lisa's
Those are
not
dope
bad.
names.
It's
Yeah.
really great
Yeah.
names. Let's see, they all just go by different names.
What's your dad's middle name?
Oh, I have an uncle named Bolivar, but he kept Bolivar. He's like,
Yeah.
y'all gonna suffer.
Like Simone Bolivar?
Bolivar, yeah,
Oh, that's not
Bolivar.
bad.
You said what's my
What's
dad?
your dad's middle name?
You don't have one.
He don't have one?
Nah,
Oh, okay.
Could that be a custom thing, like a culture thing? Because, I mean, some cultures don't have middle names.
nah. I
You
don't.
sure he don't have no middle name?
I could call him.
Yeah,
Let
'cause
me
I
call
feel
him.
like you might not know with him.
Yeah, I probably don't know.
It's probably
I
true.
barely know. His birthday passed the other day. Let me see. He probably
Yeah,
won't
see
pick
what that
up the
middle
phone.
name is. Oh, you calling him?
Yeah, you
Oh
think?
snap! She
Because I
calling-
can't text him.
She calling pops
I
on
won't
the
hear
air,
from-
y'all.
Dad, do you have a middle name?
Not really.
What does not really mean?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know if you have.
I mean, what do you mean?
Are you on the run? What's going on?
I mean, huh?
Are you on the run? What's your full name?
The one that I use on my passport,
Yes, on your passport.
Virgilio Castro. That's it.
Oh, you don't got a middle name like me. Okay.
Well, they have Sammy, Tito, but that's not middle name.
Oh yeah, Titico. Yeah.
Tito, you know.
Okay.
So, what are you doing? Getting you getting something from the bank? What do you call it?
Yeah, I'm opening an account in your name. What's your social security?
Three.
Wait, hold on. Don't say it. Don't say. Oh, wait, don't say it. I'm on a podcast. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
All right. Say hi to the people, and I'm gonna hang up. Okay, he got quiet.
Tito Padilla.
Say hi. I said say hi to the people, and I'm gonna hang up.
Hello, people
All
from
right.
New York.
All right. Love you, Dad.
Love you too, mami.
Bye. Oh, happy belated birthday. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you didn't tell him happy
Bye.
birthday yesterday?
No, this was the day before. I talked to him.
Oh, okay. That's funny, man.
He was like,
He was full on ready to give you that number.
He was. He was like, he didn't even flinch.
it was a fake one.
Oh, okay.
It was definitely fake. He would never. But he
Yeah.
was like, I don't know.
He's like, I don't know. Yeah, man.
he sucks.
What's in the name? That's how we started this episode off. Speaking of names, I want to give y'all shout outs, man. There's a lot of y'all in here, so I can't get to everybody, but shout out to Etta C. Dub, Nakia Jones, Queer Claus, Moyo, G. Lowry, Granny 530, Sherry, Jennifer, Sarita, Shatise, Granny, Nana P, Kobe McGuire, Dominique, Etta, Crystal Carradine, Isaac, Cardi Nia, Latoya Larkin, Queer Claus, J. Rome, Jennifer Brown, Simone L, AJ, who else up in there, man? Nakia Jones, Moyo, C-Dub 716, man. Tanisha Turner, Gray Djimbe, you know what I'm saying? Terrence C, man. Shout out to all y'all. Marie, shout out to y'all. Queen Del Marva, shout out to you, man. Tipsy, Big Fish, I want to give y'all a shout out real quick. Thanks for being in here. Thanks for being patron saints. I love y'all passionately in the shower, man. You know what I'm saying? Tough, big passion. Tasha K versus Cardi B. Tasha K. Now, who is Tasha K?
So Tasha K has a show called Wine Down with Tasha K, where she drinks wine and talks shit
Okay.
about people. I can't stand Tasha K because of the way she talks about people.
Okay.
It's one thing when you're reporting gossip. It's another thing when you're over the top with it and like clearly bashing people and like this is like beyond Cardi B. But with Cardi B, she took it too far because she lied.
Okay.
She made up a whole bunch of stuff. She said that she was a prostitute, that she had STDs, that she brought the baby into it, like not the rapper, the actual child.
Right.
I feel like I
Her
have to be,
baby.
Yeah, her baby.
Cardi B just got one kid or two?
I think
One.
she's pregnant right now, so
The one?
she's got another one on the way. Yeah, she
Okay.
got one. So she did like a lot of like damage, and Cardi warned her and said, "Hey, take it down."
Yeah.
And Tasha was like, "Nah, clicks, views, money."
Okay.
And Cardi was like, "I'm gonna tell you one more time, take it down."
Yeah.
And Tasha admitted to lying,
Oh, wow.
but she said, "But it gets me clicks and views."
Okay.
And so that's why she ended up losing the case, because like, hello, you idiot.
But didn't
Like, that's
Tasha start the
defamation.
case?
No, it was Cardi, because Cardi was like, hey, like she kept saying, like she gave her warning,
Okay.
and then she brought her to court. So
Cardi
usually,
took Tasha to court.
yeah, because
okay.
it was defamation of character,
Got you. Okay.
and like the lies was just like OD, like
yeah.
insane. And Cardi said that she was like suicidal at some point.
Cardi was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Can I say that on YouTube? I feel like when you say that word, they be just block it out. Just remember, just beep it out. But yeah, it got really bad with Cardi. Like her mental health was challenged because of it. So I'm glad that she won, because it's gonna teach these people, chill out.
Yeah.
Don't take it over the top. Like, cause like we all know Perez Hilton from back in the day. He was doing too much. Chrissy Teigen's not a blogger, but she told a young lady to kill herself. Like, you know, we need to like know when to stop.
Right.
Like, I get it. You know, the internet makes you feel like, you know, like you can do whatever. You're invincible. But the truth is, there's other people that you're talking to, and there's other people that this affects.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she's being made an example of, because she be doing too much.
Yeah.
She just does too much.
And there's money involved. So Cardi B is getting like $3 million?
Well, right now it's 1.25, but that's just that's just for now. And the judge said that there's more that, you know, to look into, that she's going to owe even more money to Cardi B.
Yeah.
So now I'm like curious, like, because knowing Cardi B, I feel like she's not going to just keep that money. That money's probably going to go towards like a anti-bullying charity.
Yeah.
Like, because Cardi B is about her shit. You could like her. I mean, you could dislike her all you want, but Cardi does good things for people. Now that she got money, she may not have always done good things for people, because she's a woman from the Bronx who had to survive.
Right.
And sometimes that brings out the worst in people as a survivor. But, yeah, she's a good, like, she tries to do the best that she can with her money now.
Yeah.
Now that she got it, now that she's not in survival mode.
She put in on the Bronx fire victims,
Yep.
didn't she?
She paid for everybody's funeral.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Man.
So, like,
The funerals ain't cheap, y'all.
yeah. So she, you know, I feel like she's going to do something like that with this.
Yeah.
She's definitely going to make an example of, well, she's already made an example.
So
of
that girl Tasha K got money like that?
She's got views like that, like her YouTube. And then I think her husband went on the stand against her.
Tasha?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I see a lot of like people talking about that. The husband was like, hey, man,
He kept
I
it
told
a
her to
buck.
chill.
He kept it a buck.
Yeah. And she ain't chill. So, hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But also, I think I don't think he's from here. So he's facing like deportation and stuff like that. So it's smarter on him to like, you know, and also she's too messy. The last video I ever watched that I was just like, I can't with this girl is what's the guy who cheated on his girl, and then she came and like held his hand, and like during the forgiving thing, do y'all remember she was wearing like the bonnet, the bonnet wife.
Oh yeah, they did that
Yeah.
whole
Oh,
live
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't
Yeah,
remember
so
his name.
Tasha K called the mistress
Uh-huh.
and was putting and the mistress like had her putting all this stuff out there
Mhm.
about old boy and like the stuff he was talking about, like his wife. Oh yeah, Derek Jackson.
Derek
and-
Jackson, yes. He follows
And this,
me.
that, and the third. And I was just like, all right, I get it that he cheated, but it's like the wife is still human.
Right.
And like, even though she tries to be like God's strongest warrior, she's still, and I just felt like Tasha K just took it too far.
Right.
Like it's okay. Like I get it. You have a job, but you're putting too much out there. Like it was just too much. Yeah, that's Tasha K. Marie.
I've never heard of this woman until
she-
this case.
Yeah, she's very messy.
Yeah.
So
That's probably why it's not really my thing.
she's like the Wendy Williams of YouTube,
I used to not like Wendy Williams back
which
in
is
the day.
which is fine.
'Cause it was just a lot of mess, a lot of gossip, a lot of just
Yeah,
it
when you
was-
get too much into that, I'm like, I don't need to
Yeah.
know that much about
Right.
people's
I was
lives.
just like, man, why she always coming for people, man? She got on my nerves. But
But now she's sick.
now she is sick.
Yeah.
She still gets on my nerves a little bit, but not as much.
Yeah.
But like, some of the stuff she says, it's just like, all right, Wendy. I can tolerate Wendy now, but before I was just like, man, who is this woman out there with the mess? But I'm glad Cardi won though. That's good.
Yeah, me too.
You can't just be
'cause-
saying reckless stuff out here,
Yeah.
man, and just calling it a goddamn day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the gossip sites, I don't really get into, because it's just all mess, and I've never been Gossip McGee anyway. I'll be nosy though. Like I'll be like, oh, I'll get some scoop, but then I keep it with me. I keep it
Oh
with
yeah,
me.
I'm definitely nosy.
Yeah,
But
but I'm definitely nosy. Like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Oh yeah, no, I love
Yeah,
knowing,
yeah.
but
Oh,
I'm not one to
snap.
spread.
yeah,
take-
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll know. I'll probably tell Tony, but beyond that, I'll be like,
Yeah,
I'll
and
tell-
she knows it
Yeah,
stops here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You always have that one person that you can tell.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
gossip to,
because
as long as
sometimes
it
like I
stops
want to
there.
talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it with everybody. I'll be like, Tony, like,
Yeah.
yo, guess what? This, that, and the third. Like I
Mhm.
love it when Tony be like, I got some tea. I'm like, bitch,
Yeah,
spell.
and that's hard for me to do.
Yeah, but we.
I got to really trust you to be like, all right, check this out.
Honestly, with me, sometimes I'll just forget, and I'll be like,
I-
"Oh wait, you
I
told me
forget.
that? I'm very good at that, so I'm great. You could tell me anything. I'll probably forget.
Yeah.
I forget
I'll
a
be
lot.
forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget a lot.
I'm
Like,
like,
so
wait,
I'll
what?
find out somebody's like pregnant or whatever, and I'll forget.
And then someone
And
else
then
will
they
bring
have
it
a
up,
kid, and then
I'll
I'm
be
like,
"Oh, I
Oh
remember."
yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot.
I'll remember when the kid's in college. Like,
Yeah.
oh snap, you did have a kid, huh?
Yeah,
I remember.
That's crazy.
Chaz, I was the first person Chaz told when Yo was pregnant.
Yeah, he told you before me. I ain't like that.
He
that's
just
a
met
little-
me.
That's a slight.
I didn't like that.
Maybe he was like nobody. He was afraid of his inner circle. Sometimes you don't want your close friends to know certain things. and
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
who doesn't know a lot about you can give
Right.
you like a.
I'll be like, it's
Perspective.
too soon, Chaz.
Yeah. And me,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
He was
Yeah.
probably like Sabrina's a what do you call it?
I'm a neutral
There's no
ground.
there's no danger in
Right.
telling her.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was excited too.
yeah.
I was like, oh, a baby. And then like, Izzy's dope, man. I like Izzy.
Oh yeah, Izzy is.
She's great. And she's
Izzy's a good time.
perfect for Chaz. She
Yeah.
gives him just the right amount of headache, and I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. She'd be stressing him out. I'd be like, yes, this is what you did to me. So feel every piece.
Yeah.
Feel every snack request.
Yes, Marie, sharing tea with your lover is fun though. It is fun because we just be like, haha, and
Yeah.
then we move on.
I just don't like it. Well, sometimes, like, like if Sabrina gives me tea about somebody we know or something like that, and it's affecting her,
Oh yeah.
I'll be wanting to say stuff.
Yeah, there's
So
a lot of
that's-
stuff.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
like she'd be like, man, this, and this. I'll be like, I'm saying something,
Yeah.
and then she'd be like, no, don't. I'd be like,
It
you know,
sucks
so-
because there's like times where I think to myself like, can I tell Tony this? Should I
Yeah.
tell Tony this? Because if I do, Tony is gonna want to do something about it, which I love you for. I
Yeah.
love that you're like, hey man, if it's bothering you, I'm calling it out.
Yeah,
But sometimes I just need to get it out and then I'm over it.
right.
Man,
Like,
I'm the same way though. People
yeah.
tell me something's wrong with them, I'm immediately like, okay, let's fix.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
fix
Fix
this.
this problem. And I know
Yeah.
most of the time, a lot of time, people don't want that. So
Right.
I've had to kind of check myself and being like,
Mhm.
what do you want me to do? Because
That's-
how do you want me to react?
Right. How can I proceed?
Exactly.
Because I've been wanting to, there's been so many times I've been wanting to pull up You
Yeah, that's facts.
and
I
I
believe-
know some like, but just like, let me step in and address this
Yeah.
once and for all. That definitely happens though,
Yeah,
for sure.
it definitely. I love you for it, but sometimes I'm just like, no, wait.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, let's see what happens.
Or you think they're more serious than they really are, and you're like, I'm not actually that upset about it, and you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes I just need to get it out.
Yeah,
And then once
exactly.
it's out, I'm like, all right, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
That's
lot of
it.
times where I'll do that. Like that one situation not too long ago where I was
Yeah.
like, I just needed to get it out. But I
Right.
don't really care anymore. Like, now that it's out, I'm like, oh,
Ah,
I don't
Yeah.
give a F.
mhm. Sometimes we need that.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to get it off your chest. And I'm definitely I need to get it off my chest type of person.
Yeah.
Like, I just
Me too.
need to say it, and then I'd be like, all right, I don't really care.
Mhm.
I don't what's the word? There's a lot of things I just don't dwell on.
The
I'll be like-
dwelling.
yeah, I'll just be
Dwelling.
like, all right, that was cool while it lasted.
Nana P has a question for me. Nana P asks, why does Keon's Patreon get to watch Daddy Issues live and we don't?
Ooh.
You know what? Honestly, Keon just beat me to it, really. And I didn't want to affect his viewing numbers with
Yeah.
my Patreon. So I was just giving him the space to offer the content to his Patreon. So since I didn't do it first, I was just like, well, all right, I'll just let Keon do that. And so that's why that is the way it is. So to counter that, I give you, verbal cardio live. So yeah, that's why that is. So I didn't want to be like, to have, because some people are on both Patreons and a lot of people aren't. So I just wanted them to have that room to, offer things to his Patreon. So that's why that is. But I'll be wanting y'all in there.
Yeah.
For sure. But that's why. Good question though. For sure.
I do be wanting. I also want Daddy Issues to be more interactive with the Patreon,
Yeah.
like the way that we are, because I feel like the Patreon be screaming at y'all and y'all just be like, Chaz. He's an
Yeah.
idiot.
Sometimes they do go on a tangent. And they make it
Yeah,
look
and I'm just
Yeah.
like, and like I'll be in the Patreon like, look at us, please.
Sometimes
Oh,
the
yeah.
Patreon be having their own conversations, totally
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah,
from
it's
what you
Because they
guys
turned
do.
have
into
to.
like it's like a Twitch stream at that point.
Yeah, like we have to.
Because I guess
You've already got 5 people on there, and that's a lot.
it's
Yeah.
a lot going on. We got the 5, we got ads to worry about. We just we
Yeah.
trying to. I might be able to do it better, like if I do the laptop for Daddy Issues 2 and see you guys a little bit
Yeah.
closer, and that way I can be
Yeah,
like,
then you don't have to look at
I-
the TV.
yeah,
can have it
and
right
then
there.
I can bring the guy his Patreon in a little bit more effectively.
I think what you guys need to do is schedule it out. Have like someone like me be in the room. That could be you, Cam. You copy and paste the questions to the side. You guys
Yeah.
talk. Ads. Right before DC's questions, you'd be
Yeah.
like, "What's the Patreon saying?" And then have Cam
Okay,
ask the
that's good,
questions
yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
like people, just so people feel a part of it, because I feel like it'd be dry, and I feel like the reason why it's so dry is that it's not interactive.
Yeah.
And
That's
like
fair.
people don't feel like, what's the point of like being in there and like paying the money if the point is to feel special.
Right?
Got you.
Because that's what the patrons are.
Yeah,
Special. Y'all
so-
special. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then Keon appreciates his Patreon, absolutely.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
just I get it.
It's a lot going on.
It's hard
and
to
it's
schedule, but
far.
that I feel like that's
Yeah.
the way it should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should definitely be a
Get them more up in
produced,
there.
a well, because since there's so many of you, it should be a better
There
produced
needs
show.
someone's guidance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we've been doing better on the ads now because I've been distributing
That
the
has been
ads.
better,
Yes.
yeah. I
Because it
think
was like
that's
it was
good.
just me and Keon doing it.
Yeah.
And me and Keon wouldn't know when to start it and when to. So I was just like, all right. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
having 5
incorporate-
brains on it knows when
Right.
to drop them in at the
It'd
right
be like,
moments.
yo,
Yeah, that's good.
pick the ad you want to do. That way, knowing which ad you're doing, you know when you want to come in. You saw
Yeah.
the transitions
Oh,
today
yeah,
were
it was
just
great.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Craig
yeah.
fumbled the ball by reading
No, I mean,
out loud.
but that's the thing is each one's gonna give it their own little spin
Yeah,
too. Now,
so-
that's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Craig
because y'all ads was trash.
Craig could not read.
Craig was like, and so, and
He had it
not only
sideways.
that,
Max
yeah.
zoomed in.
That's hilarious.
So next week, though, Chaz is doing all three, goddammit, because he missed last week. And then when I was in the group chat, I was like, who's getting what ad? Chaz comes in after everybody had scooped
Yeah,
up their
like,
ad.
what are we
He was
talking
like, what are
about?
y'all talking about? You knew, you saw this when I first asked. So, so I feel like it's a better flow. And that flow was beautiful
that
today.
was.
DC's transition was seamless. Keon's. And then Craig's transition was dope, too.
Oh yeah.
Just once he got to read
Once he
the
once he
actual
had to
copy.
read the actual stuff, that's when it fell apart.
Yo, DC's transition was great.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
He's like, and the big
DC
thing now is
a master
art.
at transitions. Even on stage, it was just like, man, your transitions. Tanya R says, don't let Craig do the ads anymore.
We'll get him. Each page will have the letter on it, so he can read it at that point.
And Craig,
Or he'll come back with glasses next time, and then he'll be like, okay.
maybe with the glasses he'll have a different
Probably.
flow. Yeah. Percy Jackson series a go on Disney Plus.
Are they gonna redo that?
I wonder if they're gonna start from scratch.
They
Did you like
should,
the
'cause-
movies?
Nah, I mean I didn't. My brother was super into the books when they were first coming out. He watched the movie and he was like, "This is terrible."
Yeah.
And I mean, there was that whole time when they were just coming out a ton of book movies, and they still
Yeah,
are, and they're just
definitely.
not. They just don't live up.
This
to
was on Percy Jackson in there. They were forgettable.
A show though. I feel like sometimes it's better when you serialize and you have more
Yeah.
episodes to get the story across. Because usually a book, there's only so much you can get in a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, and then you're gonna be making so
If
many
that.
changes, and then
Exactly.
the original readers are like, "This isn't what we."
Yep.
And so,
And with the tech now, and you get, because I mean, what a series, if you do 8 40-minute episodes, that's
Yeah.
so much more material than a
Yeah.
movie is.
and then you got so much source material. You come back with a second season.
Exactly.
You're not gonna run out of the source material.
Exactly,
because it's
that too,
so.
yeah.
That's why Marvel is so successful because they got so many stories they can
Oh,
tell,
yeah.
even
Years
within
of
the
it.
same characters.
Exactly.
And so, the movies were just forgettable for me. It was just
Yeah.
like, it was a little something.
Exactly.
I don't even remember the second one.
No.
And I just remember
That's right,
Brandon
didn't
T.
you?
Jackson was in it. And
And movies take a lot more money to get investors involved in wanting
Yeah.
to make more movies. And if it
Right.
tanks at the box office,
you
that's it.
and Percy Jackson always did the first one did good enough
Yeah.
to warrant a sequel, but then the second one it was just like, all right,
Yeah.
but anytime you have a best-selling product, there's an audience already built in, so I
True.
get them wanting to do it. And on Disney Plus, they need content anyway.
I could see it doing well if
Yeah.
they as a series on a
Right.
streaming platform. I could see that working out.
Yeah. Did you think, just hearing the name, did you think Percy Jackson was black? Percy
That's
Jackson.
a black name.
That's a black name.
Everything about it is
He's white though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
very much.
Because if I just
a white
heard
man.
Percy Jackson, you see that new Percy Jackson? I'm picturing the dude, might have a perm,
Yeah.
jewelry on, wife
Absolutely.
beater, tank top, you know what I'm saying? Rings on his finger.
Right.
That's the Percy Jackson visual I have. Maybe a
Yeah.
Jerry curl, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Percy Jackson,
Right. Because Percy Miller, he black.
Percy Master P. The patron saints, did y'all think Percy Jackson was black? Let me know right here, right now. Percy Jackson. Sound like a pastor. Definitely sound like a pastor.
Absolutely.
The kid says no. Candy Cammy says yes. Simone L.
Good
yep.
old Percy. Yes. Greg
Shatise says
Jenkins.
yes. There's a lot of years in here, man. Percy Jackson. Come on, man. That's one of the blackest
Percy
names this
Jackson.
side of the Mississippi right here. man.
Percy Jackson, you son of a
Yep.
bitch.
You bitch ass man, get your ass over here, Percy. Percy Jackson? Hell yeah. Peter Dinklage upset over Snow White live action film. Explain this.
Okay,
Why is he upset?
so because he's worked so hard to kind of change the narrative of tiny people.
Right.
I don't know the
Small
proper-
people?
Small.
There's
A proper one.
Yeah.
But
I'll
he
look
was.
up the proper
But
term.
he.
Okay.
So let me tell you.
Peter Dinklage, you may or may not know, he's a small person from Game of Thrones,
Little
several films. He was in the X-Men franchise as Bolivar Trask. Dope
Little
actor.
people is the
Little people,
Little
yeah.
people,
accepted
okay.
term.
So he
Yes.
says, you're still making that fucking backward story about 7 dwarves living in a cave together? What the fuck are you doing, man? This is exactly what Peter
Oh
Dinklage
wow,
said.
that's very candid.
Yeah.
Very candid.
And he pretty much was like, have I made no progress
Yeah.
in how we're treated
Okay.
and stuff? Because if you think about it, he doesn't take like little people role. You know how like
Right. He takes
Yeah,
roles
he
meant
takes-
for.
Yeah.
he takes
Yeah.
good roles.
Yeah.
Like this man can act, and we
Right.
don't. I feel like we're at a point now. It's like, okay, we see a little person, but like he's gone to a place where we remove that narrative from our heads,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
and like we see past that.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, we like
He's
we
not
see-
defined by his
Yeah, he's
height
not.
in that
Yeah,
sense.
he's
Absolutely not.
he's not like. I'm sure at first when people saw him, like this guy,
Yeah.
but it's like you can't deny him.
his
anymore.
roles definitely transcend that.
And his range, his
Yeah.
ability to act. and all that.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's dope.
So Peter Dinklage calls out Disney's Snow White remake, saying, "You're progressive in one way, and you're still making that backwards ad film. Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I have to be louder."
Yeah.
You do though, because I mean, unfortunately, companies like Disney, it's still a multi-billion-dollar corporation that's out
Yeah.
for money. I mean, that's what they're going for.
And
Because
he-
And if it's popular to be progressive, they will be progressive. If it's
Yeah.
not, they're not.
we gonna tap into the
Right.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. If y'all don't know, is one of the highest grossing films of all time. If you adjust for inflation, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is one of the most successful movies, not just animated, just one of the highest grossing films of all time. And I'm sure, and you know, we all know that Disney is tapping back into their source material and making it live action or making it, you know, another animated joint with better animation, a la, you know, The Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book. So they're all going back into that super successful canon that they have, and they want to redo everything.
right.
Now,
What if they changed the backstory of Snow White and the dwarves and that whole piece? Do you think he'd be more on board?
Well, I mean, it seems like he said, "I'm angry about the stereotypes of dwarfism that we're
Okay.
still perpetuating today." So I think if like
Mhm.
it was changed, maybe
Yeah.
if the narrative, and he does, you know, he highlights the whole living in a cave and like,
Yeah, all
Like,
the
you know what I
being
mean?
minors, all that kind of stuff, and
Mhm.
like, yeah, of course.
yeah.
From,
So like,
from my standpoint, and you know, I'm just saying, I didn't know it was offensive. The movie, like, I don't really remember the movie, but I'm not saying that he's wrong in any way.
yeah,
I'm just,
yeah.
No, yeah.
I wasn't aware that
Well,
it was
yeah,
an
we
offensive
wouldn't be
piece.
in our community. We wouldn't
Exactly.
receive that kind of
Right.
so,
imagery, and that is offensive.
But I didn't know that.
so
was
let me
an
tell you
issue.
how it becomes offensive.
Uh-huh.
So people would see little people and be like,
Yeah.
"Hi ho, hi
Ah,
ho,"
okay, exactly.
and they would,
okay,
you know,
yeah,
they
yeah.
would like,
Yep.
"Oh, look at the
Look at Sleepy over
Yeah.
here. Doc.
yeah." So
You
it's
know,
like
yeah.
it becomes offensive when you like
Mhm.
you pretty much make a caricature out of like
Exactly.
this human,
Yes.
this adult.
Right.
You know what I mean? I watch a lot of little people shows.
Mm.
I love Little Women Atlanta. That's a great show. And I just watch a lot of shows about little people because when I was younger, I was, you know, you're curious as a kid.
Yeah.
And so so I was curious about a lot of things. I was curious about dwarfism and conjoined twins. So like those were like the two things that like fascinated me. Like one of my favorite museums is in Philadelphia, and it's a medical museum, and they have a section on conjoined twins, and I was just, they have like actual
That's cool.
skulls
That's
of like
interesting.
the conjoined twins, and they tell you about like, you know, all that. And so little people, they don't want to be perceived as cute. They just want to be
Yeah.
perceived as regular.
Right.
And it's like, and it makes sense. And like when you watch these shows, they're reality TV. So sometimes when they walk by people, you hear a lot of like the shitty comments that they hear
Yeah.
on a regular basis. And it is the same for the Wizard of Oz,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Munchkins, because they
yeah.
also get that
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
They
Oh,
get
look at
that-
the
They get
Munchkin.
that absolutely for
Oh,
sure.
look at this Munchkin going to work. And it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, man. I would be like, man, fuck you. Like if I heard that, and it obviously wasn't towards me, but the person next
Right.
to me, I'm short. and I get a lot of stuff for it. So I can't
Yeah.
even imagine be a little person.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so
Now, okay. So with that in mind, and it's valid, it's super valid. What do the dwarves become? How could
How about they're just people? Some of them could be little people, and some of them could be
yeah?
tall. Like I don't know.
How could they be?
knowing
How could they be? Okay, so let's say we have a Snow White picture, and the dwarves are everybody's just
people?
regular size
Yeah,
or whatever.
they're not all
You-
grouped together. And
right.
Can you still
So-
call it?
I
Snow
think-
White
So
and the Seven Dwarves?
then you run into this problem. Okay, what's to keep? Because Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, when they make a romantic element to the story,
Yeah.
was there a romantic element to the story?
Between the dwarves and her, it was the prince. Remember
Hey,
the
yo.
prince?
The prince,
who
right?
comes and wakes
The
her up.
prince,
Yeah, that whole, which is very B plot.
And so, even though you have males with her, Seven Dwarfs,
Yeah.
people would disconnect. Oh, Snow White would never, hook up with a dwarf or
so
whatever
if they
like
made
that.
her
So
with-
now, if we
okay.
got
She got
everybody,
together with one of the
what's to
dwarves.
keep one of the dwarves or whatever these seven guys are? What's
Yeah.
to keep one of them from hooking up with Snow White?
Okay.
so knowing 2020 22, all the twos in this year, they'll probably be drag queens. Because we got to think they made her over.
Yeah. True, they did. They did remake her.
So it'd probably be like they'll probably take that sort of like just like how they did with Cinderella and what's his name? What's his name? Oh, God, how do I
Cinderella.
Do you mean the
Oh,
fairy godmother?
Yeah, but the fairy godmother for the newest Cinderella.
Ah.
it's a black dude, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Who is it?
Billy Porter.
Billy
Yes.
Porter.
So just the way they did, the fairy god parent was
Yeah.
now Billy Porter. They'll probably do something like that and like make it more inclusive and like.
See, I'm on board
which
with
is-
that because
I
like,
like it.
the story's already been told one way. You don't have to retell the story the same way.
Yeah, you can
just
you
with
can
real
put a
people.
new spin
You
on
can
it.
tell
Yeah,
it
I would
however you
love
want
that.
to, and they own the IP, so change it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how they
Would
can
you
make it.
still call it the dwarves though? Snow White and the Seven Dwarves?
Oh no,
Snow White and the
Snow
Seven
White and the
Miners.
Seven
There you go. Yeah.
homies.
Yeah, the Seven
Shorties.
Miners.
Or you could just call
Nah,
it Snow
shorties.
White.
Or
Boom.
just Snow White.
Yeah.
Just regular. Snow White and Company.
Oh, maybe-
Snow White and Friends.
Oh, I don't know what the dwarves did when they. I guess they didn't make her over. They just. What the hell did the?
I don't
They
remember
saved her.
that.
Dwarves
She was in
do?
the woods. They saved her basically,
Oh.
and then the
okay.
witch.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since
Can
I
y'all
That'd
name
actually
them
be
all?
really funny if we did like think about like drag queens as sleepy, dopey, because they're funny.
Yeah,
Like
you could really
Like, what
character-
drag
like,
queens-
make a
on their own, they're hilarious.
Yeah.
And I love watching drag shows because they're funny, they're quick witted, they're like, it's a part of their whole character and persona. So if we did sleepy, dopey, hairy,
Sleepy,
Doc.
Dopey,
Doc.
Doc.
grumpy,
grumpy.
sneezy.
Oh, sneezy. I'm
Sneezy.
sneezy.
It's two more.
Sorry for my allergies, y'all.
Bashful.
Bashful.
Oh, Bashful.
Yep.
Nakia Jones said Bashful. And we got one more.
Happy.
Happy.
Yeah, we
Happy.
just dropped that one.
That'd be fun.
They definitely got a. There's so much you can work with that crew comedically that they have to do something with it.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Because that's a wealth of like good storytelling character material there that they can do something with and flip it into the now that they can do. Bashful.
Okay.
Yeah, the dwarfs.
All right, I want to talk about this Peloton.
Could make them hobbits.
Oh.
Peloton.
Could do
What's
hobbits,
going on with Peloton?
So Peloton is not having a good year,
Mm.
and we are still in January. So a lot of people know that the remake or whatever the continuation of Sex and the City, Big dies after working out on the Peloton.
Mm.
It was so when I watched it, I thought he died on the Peloton. To be honest, the way that like everybody set it up, I was like, oh God. And so whatever, either way, he died shortly after his Peloton workout. So bad PR for Peloton.
Was it related to him working out on the Peloton?
He
or
had a
was
heart
it-
attack,
Okay,
so he
got it.
probably overdid it.
Copy.
And then I think the show Billions, or I forgot. I think it is Billions. They also use Peloton in their show And it's just been bad PR, and Peloton is pissed because all these people are using. Wait, y'all don't know about that? My bad. Spoiler alert. Too late. So a lot of people have been using Peloton itself for their shows and ending it badly, like pretty much linking all this like bad PR to Peloton, and Peloton is pissed because of it. So it's like,
wait, this person that you mentioned died. This is fictional?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Sex and the City. It's
Sex
in
and
the
the City.
show. Basically,
Oh,
it sounds like from what she's saying, shows are basically using the Peloton and
To
then
kill
kind of
people
and
off.
then killing people
killing
off.
people off with it, and that's
Yeah.
Got you.
Instead of
Okay.
just, they could have used like the Echelon. Have y'all ever heard the Echelon?
Mhm.
It's the Peloton fake little brother or whatever.
Okay.
Like,
Mhm.
so like they could have really used anything but the Peloton because there's so many bikes out there in the world.
Right.
But like they keep on using Peloton, and Peloton is pissed, and they're just tired of people. And now I think they're gonna start suing people. It's gonna get to a
Yeah, but
point
it
where
says here that the company approved what was happening in Sex and the City. Like they signed off on that, so they could
Oh.
they can get upset. But if
If they
they
signed
probably
off
didn't
for
know.
it,
They
then-
probably didn't know what they were signing up for.
They
were
probably
like,
did. Because I think you would have to send the script over. I don't think you can just ask, be like, yo,
Yeah,
we're
they
going to
said-
have the Peloton in the show. They're going to ask to see what you're talking about.
it says right here, it says Denise Kelly, a Peloton spokesperson, confirmed that the company approved King's portrayal of a fictional instructor in the episode.
Yeah,
so
because
why were they mad?
they definitely going to
'Cause
have
they talked
questions.
about
They may
it.
not have expected the bad PR that happened
Yeah.
afterward. They're probably like,
Yeah.
oh, that's fine, and then realize that there's repercussions
Yeah.
to that happening.
Right.
So I say all this to say, Peloton, if you want good PR, send Tony Baker
Oh.
a Peloton because
I do want to give one.
he will rep hard for y'all.
Yeah, I
And
do want to
give
get a
y'all all-
Peloton.
He could have a segment on his Instagram that's like Tony Peloton talk, and where he's just on the Peloton and talking about whatever you be talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
So
I want
Peloton,
a Peloton.
pull up, man. This was me trying to make a plea for you
Yeah.
to get a Peloton.
I want a Peloton for sure. For sure. Jerome asks, random hip hop question. How would you rank the 3 Nas and Hit Boy albums? What do you think of this run they're on? First of all, I think their run is super dope. Super dope run. Nas and Hit Boy are the duo I never knew I needed, and they are killing. They are killing. 3-0 for Nas and Hit Boy. Now, how would I rank them? I'm going to go King Disease 2, King Disease 1, and then the latest one. Why can't I think of the name of the third one? Why can't I think of the name of the third? Magic. So I'll put Magic at third. Simply because Magic is short. And so I'm going to go King Disease 2, King Disease 1, and then Magic. I think those two together they got to keep working together. I don't have to hear Vlad TV's mouth about Nas picking whack beats on this historic 3-album run. I don't want to hear Vlad talking that shit no more. Any interview he does, he brings up Nas and his beats picking. I don't want to hear that shit now. Hit Boy got Nas right in the beat department. So, and yes, I saw the trailer for the Super Bowl, and it looks dope. For the Super Bowl, if y'all don't know, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Snoop Dogg will be doing the halftime
And
show.
Eminem.
And Eminem, I said Eminem.
Did you say?
I think
Okay.
I think I said. They are doing the Super Bowl show, man. It's a great lineup. All connected to Dr. Dre pretty much. Well, Mary isn't, but she has a huge hit with Dr. Dre. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I think the Super Bowl is going to be a good one as far as like close game, because all the playoff games have been really close.
They've been intense.
Man.
This past weekend.
Yeah. All of them been close. There hasn't been, you didn't know who was going to win, even though Kansas City was picked as the favorite over Buffalo. Buffalo,
What was the coin? Didn't they do a coin toss for one of them? Which game was that?
I don't know. They might have did one for Kansas City and Buffalo
I think that was them.
Yeah.
They had to do a
And it
coin.
came
that's
down
rough.
to the crazy wire on that game. I was coming out of the movie theater and I saw the last play, and I was just like, yo, it got that close. and it was, and then the Tampa Bay LA game was, LA was getting them at first, and then you can't rule Tom Brady out until the game is over. Even if Tom Brady is walking back to his car in the parking lot, watch him because he can still come back and win the game. Even now, Tom Brady might come back and beat the Rams. I'm not counting Tom Brady out until the
actual Super
Rams San Francisco game starts, and they'll be like, all right, Tom Brady's he's not gonna come back.
I was thinking, you know how you have like audio out there in the world that's like work the killer.
Work the killer.
So if somebody edited it, so it's just a bunch of Tom Brady plays.
Work
the killer.
You gotta work. You gotta make sure Tom Brady is all the way dead. He is Michael Myers.
Get
He
the
is Jason
pistol.
Voorhees. All that. Get the pistol on Tom Brady. He will come back on that. And low key, Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady like.
Oh yeah.
You got to shoot Patrick in the head. You got to make sure he's dead. What he was able to do in the final moments of the Buffalo Kansas City game, it's like, yo, shoot him in the head. And Matthew Stafford, he came through in the clutch at the end of the game. Listen, these playoff games were great. So get the pistol. Speaking of pistols, I saw the movie 355. Let's get into a movie review segment here. The 355, starring Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o. Did I say her name right?
Yes.
Penelope
you.
Cruz, and what's her name from Inglourious Basterds? Diane Kruger, and Bing Bing. I forget her last name.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
The 355 is
Bing
an
Bing.
action flick.
Fan Bing Bing.
Fan Bing Bing. I'm gonna read y'all the synopsis real quick. I like having the computer right here and be like, boom, pow, this movie review. I ain't got to do everything off the top of my head. It's a PG-13 action film. First of all, I have issues with PG-13 action films. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. If you're gonna be an action film, if you're gonna be a comic book action film, PG-13 is fine, unless it's like Wolverine, Deadpool, those darker edge comics. Punisher, I think they should be more so rated R. Even Ghost Rider, when they edgy. But when it's an action film, I know it's going to be a lot of shooting, a lot of people getting killed, a lot of people getting broke off, chopped in the neck, bones broken, punched in the nose. I would prefer rated R because they can just really take it there. I want the action to be visceral. I want to feel it. I want to see the blood. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want every bullet to count and mean something if we're going to take it there. So PG-13, you already got one con, okay? This was directed by Simon Kinberg, who is hit and miss on the directorials, in my opinion. He directed that horrible X-Men movie, Dark Phoenix. Matter of fact, that's really all he's directed. He did an episode of The Twilight Zone, the new one. He did X-Men Dark Phoenix, and now this. He needs a banger fast because that's not looking good. He's also producer for Deadpool 3, Logan's Run, The Running Man. He's got some stuff in the pipeline. He's done some things. He produced the New Mutants as well, Legion. But, on the directorial side, it's like, you're not really showing us anything. Kinberg. I'm not doing any spoilers in this review. I won't spoil in the review for the 355. But Simon Kinberg, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the 355 just didn't do it. The story is when a top secret weapon falls into mercenary hands, a wild card CIA agent joins forces with 3 international agents on a lethal mission to retrieve it, while staying a step ahead of a mysterious woman who's tracking their every move. Sounds great. That sounds fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Rogue CIA agent linking up with these other agents on an international tip with a mysterious fifth going on, following their every move.
Right.
Surefire banger right there in the action streets. And it's all women. Now, y'all know me. I'm a champion of women. Like, I like to see them in action movies. I like to see them getting their just due. I like for them to get their respect from men and women when it comes to action movies and action roles and stuff like that. I'm always pulling up. I was excited about that Charlize Theron joint, Atomic Blonde. I pulled up. Haywire. You know what I mean? I'm all for it. Angelina Jolie in action roles like Salt. I believe it. And Salt was good. And we believe Angelina Jolie in action movies. Jessica Chastain is new to this. Even though she was in Zero Dark 30, that wasn't that type of movie where it's like action, strong fight scenes. Zero Dark 30 wasn't that type of flow. But Jessica Chastain in this movie didn't really deliver the fight choreography goods.
I hated it.
Like I can feel her on a cerebral tip. I can see her as a CIA agent in the control room. I can see her being the director of CIA agents and giving orders. But her fight scenes in this movie were hella choreographed. Like you saw every 5, 6, 7, 8 chop, flip, turn, flip. You can hear the fight choreography coach behind the camera. All right, chop, punch, flip, underleg kick, sweep, flip him over your shoulder, grab him, get it around the neck, choke him, give him one punch, cut. It didn't really resonate. Some of the action sequences were cringy. There was a chase scene. She was chasing somebody on a motorcycle with a sundress on and heels. And I'm like, first of all, I don't care if you got Asics on. You're not going to keep up with a motorcycle. I don't care how crowded the city blocks was. That motorcycle is going to get away from your ass. How are you on foot and you're not Captain America or Black Panther keeping up with a motorcycle? You got to be genetically enhanced to keep up with a motorcycle. Okay? In heels? That's what we doing here? So I was like, no, I'm not buying this right here. I'm not buying it. I love the fact that she had the sundress on. But the fact that she was keeping up with a motorcycle, no. It was a cool visual to see a sundress. We honeymooning, we a couple, and then with a pistol with a silencer on it. I like that dynamic. But you running and keeping up with a motorcycle, get the fuck up out of here, man. Get your ass up out of here, shouting. No. Some of the action was cringy. Lupita did a goddamn thing. Like when she was fighting somebody, I felt it. I was like, and she's not new to choreography like this. She was fighting in Black Panther. Diane Kruger was a little bit more, believable in the action role. Penelope Cruz wasn't even that type of character. She was, she wasn't even that type of character in this movie. So, and what's her name? Fan Bingbing or San? Wait, let me get her name right. Fan Bingbing. I believed her too on the choreography tip, but it was just Jessica, man. Jessica's a dope actress. I like her as an actress. But in this, as an action star, and she was one of the producers on the film, but I just wasn't buying it. The Winter Soldier is also in this movie. Sebastian Stan is in here. But it just didn't really click for me as far as the action. The action didn't really mean a lot. There were some beats in the film that worked on an emotional level. And I like the dynamic between the women. I like the dynamic between Jessica and Lupita and Diane Kruger. They had good dynamics because they're good actresses. Like, it's a great cast. They can deliver on that front. Lupita has an Oscar. Penelope Cruz, she was definitely nominated for an Academy Award. I can't remember if she won or not. Edgar Ramirez is also in this film. But the action just didn't really mean a lot to me. And I was just like, damn, man. Like, I wanted this movie to hit. I wanted it to be good. I wanted it to be dope. Because I believe in women in action roles and action films and stuff like that. I love to see it. But, goddamn, man. I just left the theater like, nah, this wasn't it. This wasn't it.
It hurt my soul.
Couple of corny moments in the lineup and where they just standing there and it's like us. And it's just like, all right, you know. And I knew that was coming. You're going to have corny moments like that. When you got a team, they're going to have the corny, we're standing here as a team and we're spread out. And like, Eternals had a moment like that where when they were fighting in front of one of those ancient cities and they were done fighting the deviants, they kind of just stood and like, you know, they were just standing in the line like, we're the Eternals. I was like, ugh, cringe. They didn't say we're the Eternals, but it was that moment where it's just like, this is the team. And I was just like, ugh, why y'all gotta stand like that? And so ultimately, man, it didn't curl over for me, man. The 355. It didn't do well at the box office, and critics didn't really like it, and I see why.
Yeah.
I get it now. So forget all that. Y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of the 355? Well, here it is. Oh yeah, I'm giving the 355 2 saxophones out of 5. God damn. You got little saxophones in the first number in the movie, man. There's no 3, there's no 5, and there's no 5. Sorry, guys.
Wait, can we talk about why we even went to go see the movie?
Why did we go see them?
Well, I mean, we went to go see the movie to see the movie, but the trailer. Remember the scene in the trailer that we were like,
Oh yeah. So in the trailer, I had been mocking this for mad long. It's like, with a 355. Jessica says this in the trailer, with a 355. I was waiting for that moment. With a 355. Never happened.
Never happened.
It never was said. Here's the reason I'm giving it 2, because Queer Claw says it sounds generous. Because I like the flow between the lead actresses. Like, you know, I felt that. Like I felt, you know, some were at odds with one another. Some they were getting along. You know, you got the reluctant people. It was like I felt those emotional beats and those character motivations were there. So I got to give the movie credit for that. And I felt why they were doing the things that they were doing. And there were a couple of moments within the movie where I was just like, yo, I felt that emotion right there. Oh, yeah, I feel this emotion right here. So I got to give it credit for that. And the plot of the movie wasn't terrible either. It was just the execution of the action pretty much is what killed the movie. So I got to give it a 2. You know what I'm saying? It's not absolutely awful, but it was just like, the direction wasn't good and the fight choreography wasn't good. So there you have it. That's why it's getting a 2.
Can I say if Jessica Chastain wasn't the lead, it would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
If she would have like played the back role, like if she would have been secondary, if anything. Yeah, I think it would have been better because everyone else carried her.
She would have been better in the Penelope role.
Yeah. Yeah, she could have delivered that.
Yeah.
But I also really like Penelope.
Penelope killed it. So it was just like, I wouldn't want to replace her.
But if she was like the Diane Kruger, like not even if it was her character.
Yeah.
But like the way that Diane Kruger was highlighted.
Yeah.
Kind of, but not fully. But like, and then Diane Kruger was like to the front more. It probably would have been better because I believed Diane Kruger. Like,
here's how I would swap it.
How would you swap it?
Put Lupita in the Jessica role.
Oh yeah.
And then put Jessica in the Lupita role. Because Lupita's skill set was primarily what would you consider her specialty? Because she was like
tech.
She could hack. She was tech.
Yeah.
Lupita's character was tech, and you could have threw Jessica in that.
That's facts.
And then let Lupita be the Jessica role.
If she wasn't her character at all and they just switched characters.
They just switched characters.
That would have worked. I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking of characters as they are in different like highlights. But if Lupita would have killed Jessica's role.
Yeah. And I believe Lupita in the action sequences of fight choreography.
I will say,
Lupita was tech,
if you are curious, watch it because there is a scene that will make your jaw drop. So go see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I got to give it credit for that scene too.
Yeah, that
was a good scene.
Yeah, that was a great scene. So.
And the Winter Soldier was good in this.
Yeah. I had emotional like I had like physical feelings about him. Like I was like.
Yeah.
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 I'm glad that y'all can't see what I'm doing, but just know, because if y'all would have seen what I'm doing, it would have gave it away. But like, yeah, I had I really felt him.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. I didn't know Diane Kruger was with Norman Reedus. I
Oh,
didn't know.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Since
Norman Reedus is from The
2016.
Walking Dead.
Yeah. They're a cute little couple.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But anyway, that's my review of the
Yeah.
355. You know what I'm saying? Talk amongst yourselves. All right, that's my review of the 355. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Also, what are some of your favorite action movies with female leads where it was a female led film, not a part of the ensemble, but like, you know, movies like Salt and like Atomic Blonde, Le Femme Nikita, The Point of No Return, which is a remake of that. What are some of your favorite female led action movies? Let me know in the comment section below.
Mine is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
That was like, I remember watching that and I was like,
Amazing. And we believed it. We believed it.
oh, this is
I'd have to say Kill Bill.
Kill Bill,
Oh.
of course. Yeah, that's second for me. Yeah.
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we
Yeah.
believed Uma.
Mm-hmm.
We believed
Yeah.
everything Uma was capable of, even punching out of
yeah.
a casket
Yep.
and getting out of being buried alive. We believed it.
She's like 7 feet tall. I believe anything she does.
Yeah, that was Kill Bill was phenomenal. Volume 1.
Yeah.
And the fight in the trailer with Daryl Hannah was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Even
Long
like-
Kiss Goodnight. I love that movie. I love Long Kiss Goodnight. Gina Davis
Oh yeah.
killed it in that role. That's it. I don't know if it's considered a guilty pleasure because I feel like a lot of people like that movie. It didn't do well at the box office, but that's unfortunate because Long Kiss Goodnight was dope. Anyway, we gotta get the hell up out of here, man.
Yes, sir.
I gotta get some stuff going. The Dora Milaje. Shout out to the Dora Milaje. I would love a Dora Milaje movie.
Oh,
The
yes.
scene the Dora Milaje had in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Amazing.
That little moment in the hotel room was fantastic. I would love to see that. They could do a Dora Milaje movie or a series. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Get the fight choreography together. Let's go.
Oh, I can't believe you didn't say Alien.
I was thinking about Alien.
Yeah, you're right.
I was thinking about Aliens, but I was just like, she didn't do. I was thinking more of like physical fighting,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't as much of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
that
was
makes
gunplay.
sense.
She fought an alien though in a suit.
Yeah.
She did. That was pretty dope.
Ellen Ripley, and also I believe everything Linda Hamilton does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ellen Ripley is probably my favorite female character in action movies. She's in probably my top 3 action movie characters of all
Yeah.
time.
This is true.
Yeah.
Might even be number 2, could even be number 1. I don't know. I have to sit and really, who are my favorite action movie characters? Sigourney Weaver in Alien and Aliens is just perfection.
Yeah.
And to see her transition from scared and not ready for this in the first one
Yeah.
to a little bit tougher, but still scared and not ready for this in the second one, but I got to do what I got to do. Sigourney Weaver is just,
Yeah.
Ellen Ripley is one of the best movie characters of all
Yeah.
time.
Just like Terminator. Started
Oh, man.
scared,
Mm-hmm.
and then she
Same
became a
with Sarah
beast.
Connor.
Yeah.
She became a beast. And her
Sarah
arms, her arms also became beastly.
And we believe the transition.
Yeah, absolutely.
We believe Sarah Connor's transition from the first Terminator to Terminator 2. But just Sarah Connor and Ellen Ripley, man,
Yes.
on my Mount Rushmore of action movie characters. Tough. So, hell yeah.
Respectfully.
Absolutely. But anyway, y'all, shout out to my patron saints in here, man. I love y'all passionately in the shower. You already know what it is. Hey, Afro. Afro Geeks is clutch. I think I'm bringing the movie nights back, y'all, and I want to start with Ozark. So, Ozark, man. I know some of y'all already started Ozark without me, but I think I want to bring the movie nights back with Ozark. So I am not watching Ozark without my patron saints. I'm saying it here, right now. Not from the beginning, the new season. And yeah, y'all. So anyway, y'all, thanks for tuning in to Verbal Cardio. Make sure you're drinking that water. And thank you for tuning in to another session of that Verbal Cardio.